Have you ever heard of a man so dangerous, so elusive, that for decades, entire governments hunted him across continents and failed? His name was Ilich Ramirez Sanchez, but the world came to know him as Carlos the Jackal, one of the most notorious terrorists in modern history. Today, I want to take you deep into the shadowy life of this man, a tale that spans revolutions, hostage crises, secret agents, and a chilling pursuit of violence, all wrapped in ideological warfare. Carlos the Jackal wasn't born a killer. He was born in Venezuela in 1949, the son of a wealthy Marxist lawyer. From the beginning, his life was steeped in ideology. His father even named him Ilich, after Vladimir Lenin. And from a young age, Carlos was taught that revolution was not just an idea, it was a duty. In his teens, he was sent to study in Moscow. He joined the elite Patrice Lumumba University, a hotbed for communist youth. It was there that he was introduced to radical politics, guerrilla warfare tactics, and most importantly, the idea that violence could serve political purpose. By the time he left, he was not just a student, he was a trained operative. In the early 1970s, Carlos joined the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, PFLP, a group that sought to fight for the Palestinian cause through armed resistance. He was a gifted linguist, moved easily between cultures, and charmed his way into every room. But behind that charisma was a cold, calculating mind. Carlos became known for bold attacks, bombings, shootings, coordinated assaults. But one event would seal his legend: the OPEC hostage crisis of 1975. On December 21st, Carlos led a team of militants into the OPEC headquarters in Vienna. Armed with machine guns and grenades, they took over 60 people hostage, including 11 oil ministers from some of the most powerful countries in the world. The goal? To kill certain ministers and force others to make political statements. But things didn't go as planned. Carlos made a deal. He released the hostages in exchange for a plane, millions of dollars in ransom, and safe passage. He flew from Austria to Algeria to Libya, and then disappeared. He had just outwitted the world. By the late 1970s and early 80s, Carlos became a ghost. He moved between the Middle East, Eastern Europe, and Africa. He allegedly orchestrated bombings in Paris, attacks on Israeli and Jewish targets, and trained militant groups. No one could find him. Interpol, Mossad, CIA. They all tried. He always slipped away, but he was not just a soldier. He was a celebrity in the underground. Some saw him as a freedom fighter, others as a bloodthirsty murderer. So why the name The Jackal? That came from a novel, The Day of the Jackal by Frederick Forsyth. When French police found a copy of the book among his belongings after one raid, journalists gave him the nickname, and it stuck. Carlos played into the myth. Dark sunglasses, sharp suits, interviews from secret locations. He liked being feared. But every story like this has a final act. In 1994, after years of hiding in Syria and Sudan, French agents finally caught up with him. He was staying at a hospital in Khartoum. Sudanese intelligence handed him over. He was drugged, bound, and flown to France. The ghost was finally caged. He stood trial in Paris, showed no remorse, raised his fist in court, said history would vindicate him. He received multiple life sentences. He remains imprisoned in France to this day. His legacy is bitterly divided. To some, he was the ultimate revolutionary who dared to fight imperialism. To others, he was a narcissistic killer who hid behind politics to justify mass murder. So who was Carlos the Jackal, really? A freedom fighter? A terrorist? Or a man who became the monster he thought he was fighting against? You decide.